I'm Max.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Probably because you're not visually there and I can't see you, yet here you are blocking me from whatever I was trying to do. No, it's okay, it's not like you are obstructing my curiosity or exploration. It's not like I wanted my character to jump off this cliff to see how cool the death animation and ragdoll physics of my character would be. But that's okay, it's not a big deal, and it really isn't. Which is why I don't understand why your developer decided to put you here. I would much rather lose my immersion by exploring rather than losing it by being restricted from exploring. And you don't even have to break my immersion, you can make it work with the game. Let's take Fallout 4, a fucking open world RPG that has ample amounts of opportunity to restrict you from going further off the edge of the map. Yet they decided to put an invisible wall and read you a singular sentence: you can't go that way. Why? Why did you do that? Why didn't you just put a chasm here from the atomic bombs or tectonic plates where I can fall to my death? Or a radiation storm that would get too intense and kill me if I went too far? Or a large rubble wall from collapsed buildings after the Great War? Or an invincible death claw that one-shots me when I reach the boundaries of the world? Why the fuck did you just put a wall that I can't see and have the phrase, "You can't go that way"? Fuck you, Bethesda. Really though, it isn't that big of a deal. What is a big deal though is when a game decides to restlessly handhold and coddle you through a revolting series of cliche garbage. This video won't just be about invisible walls, oh no. It'll be about a bunch of the lovely vomit-filled reservoirs of disgust that some game devs use as a lazy and stupid way of making their game work for the lowest common denominator of people, to a point where it sometimes even takes away from the game itself. Anyways, on to tutorials. Why did you make this so goddamn boring and meaningless? Why did you not do what Portal 1 and 2 did and make it fit with the lore as just another part of the game in an organic and interesting fashion? Why are you constantly having to tell me what buttons I have to push? I don't need to be told each key I have to press as I'm typing this script. I'm a human being and I have a brain that is capable of learning and memorizing complex patterns, let alone a simple button press. If you think your game is too confusing for a human being to handle without repeatedly having to explain every goddamn thing that something does, then improve the mechanics and controls of your game. You don't have to make it an extremely minimalistic and facilitated masterpiece that even an elderly man can pick up and immediately understand. You just have to make it feel right for the player. Muscle memory will solve the rest. It's like making an omnidirectional spacecraft drivable with the WASD keys. It's probably not an easy task, but if you're a good game designer, then you are more than capable of doing it. And for all of you writers who scripted that tutorial sequence, don't make it fucking boring. I don't want to sit through an unskippable cutscene of being taken to Helgen for 2 minutes so you can explain the lore or any other atrociously hot air nonsense you want to put me through. When that controller is in my hands, I better be doing something with it. And that brings me to cutscenes. It's definitely a mixed bag for me. I will always prefer being in control, having everything happening in front of me like in Half-Life, Dead Space, or Bioshock where they're far and few between. But I will admit that games with good stories like The Last of Us or The Walking Dead have cutscenes that are worth watching almost every time. But when it comes to the majority of games that don't have a storyline that strike an emotional chord with me and interrupt my gameplay just so characters can conduct dialogue and actions that I have no control over, then get the fuck out of my face. At least some games are self-aware and allow you to skip them, but some games just love that unskippable shit, don't they? Games like that make me want to murder. Speaking of murder, you don't even want to get me started on invincible NPCs. If I am playing an RPG, you better pray to every deity that may or may not exist in any conceivable form of reality that your NPCs are not invincible, because if they are, your entire game studio will lose almost every shred, shard, splinter, slice, scrap, snippet, shaving, and speck of respect I ever had for it. If If you're gonna limit me from killing some people that would otherwise break the game if I did, what else are you gonna limit me from doing to compensate for your laziness? Is Elder Scrolls 6 just not gonna let me kill anyone because they're all essential? How about sprinting? Are you gonna take that away too because it might break the story in some way? How about magic? If it's causing too much problems, just disable it, right?
You have no damn idea how seethingly enraged I was when I tried to kill Grandma Murphy in Fallout 4 and see her get back up. What the fuck? What the fuck?
She can die in the game later anyways. What the fuck is this shit? Why is she essential? Here's an idea. Since your writers and designers are too lazy and nowhere near as capable as the ones who made Fallout New Vegas, Dark Souls, or Deus Ex, where you're allowed to kill friendly NPCs without the game breaking, how about you open up a pop-up box right before the killing blow where it'll tell you that if you kill this person, you won't be able to finish whatever quests and you can follow through or stop the killing blow. Or how about you make it look like I kill them, but after time passes, they disappear and can be later found in the game in a bed or at a hospital resting and healing from when I thought I killed them. So they still constitute as essential while also relieving me of my bloodthirst. Or how about you make it to where I can kill them without any of the game breaking when the story tailors to my decision, like the original Fallout games. I don't care if I fail the main quest of Skyrim on this playthrough. I want to kill Jarl Balgruuf. Weren't you the people who made Morrowind? The game where you could literally kill every character? What the fuck happened? I love Skyrim. I love The Witcher. I love Half-Life. I love Portal. I love Metro. I love Borderlands. I love GTA 5. I love a lot of games. But it really fucking pisses me off when the game specifically restricts me from doing something that I'm sure a lot of us have wanted to do. And it's not even unreasonable. I'm not asking for an entire story-based quest line dedicated to every NPC I may kill, or a plethora of decisions and choices that will matter in the long run if a certain someone no longer lives in the game world. I just want them to abide by the rules of the game. If I shoot them, they're supposed to die. If you can make it fit with the lore and story, then perfect. If you can't, then take the preventative measures like the ones I gave you to make it possible without the game becoming a shattered mess of critical failures. I only gave you 2. You can come up with a fuck ton more if the hospital bed or warning box idea wasn't good enough for you, you fucking faggot. Regardless, games are amazing. I just want them to improve on what they can. And of course, these are just my opinions. I'm sure there's someone out there who loves invisible walls, or who has a fondness for forced tutorials, or cherishes the moments in unskippable cutscenes. But real talk though, essential NPCs are fucking dumb, and if you're okay with them, then I hope you become a serial murder victim. Fuck you, Mama Murphy! You deserve to die! You should have died! I hate you!
Toodles.